intimate sessions. Now here's your host, ImGiggin.
Hello, my name is ImGiggin, and you're watching ImGiggin TV. I'm here with Miss Alicia Keys today.
That's me.
How are you today?
I'm good. I feel great. How are you?
Great. Thank you for doing this interview on such short notice.
No problem.
I appreciate
My
it.
pleasure.
I want to know, how old were you when you first started getting interested in the music business or into music?
Into music, I was really young. I was like probably around 4 or 5, really just being exposed to performing and that kind of thing. I had a really eccentric teacher that was all about just, encouraging us to be creative, I think. And so she really helped me early on try to perform and that kind of thing, which I think helped me to overcome any fears I might have had of it early. And then when it came to the music business, that was probably, I don't know, I guess more, I was in groups a lot. Mm-hmm. And so that's when I kind of started getting a taste of the business of it, like, people actually wanting to put something together, like a package of something together, which is what led me to want to be not so packaged, want to be more natural.
Okay. Well, we see you definitely not packaged.
Thank you.
So that's cool. So did you practice as a kid, or how much did you practice, or did you have like a specific regiment that you had?
Well, I studied classical piano, so there's no playing classical without practicing. So it's definitely every day I had to practice after school. And so homework and practicing was like a given. Everyone else was outside playing and rocking and having a good time, and there I was in the house. But it was good. As long as that got done, I got to do whatever else I wanted to do. So I did. I practiced every day, and then I had a lesson once a week, and that was really fly. And then I also had theory once a week too. So that started opening me up to learning how to write and read music. And so that's actually what's my biggest foundation. And then when I started getting into kind of groups and that kind of thing, we would do our practicing almost every day after school. We would do our thing. So it was a daily thing.
Okay. So I know you play piano. Are there any other instruments that you play as well, or inspired to play?
I learned how to play the cello from my newest film, Secret Life of Bees. And that really inspired me a lot, because the cello is very melancholy and beautiful, and the way that you kind of hold it between your legs is so, I don't know, it's like sensual, but it's so deep, and I really like that a lot. I think I would like to learn how to play that. I'd love to learn how to play the guitar. I used to play it more, and then I kind of just stopped. So I think I should probably pick that up again. All keyboards I played, but organ, I've always wanted to rock the organ. Okay. The real organ, not just like a like a sound organ, like the real thing, pedals and all.
Okay, so what motivates you? What inspires you to like write or play or sing?
Usually it's some kind of thing that happens that makes me want to, for writing especially, it's like something that's going on, maybe like some type of yearning, or there's some type of sadness, or some type of extreme happiness, or whatever that makes me want to play, and then I just kind of get into the flow and start playing some chords and go through some ideas and start writing whatever it is that I feel. But it's usually some kind of event or thing that happens in my world or in my life that pushes me to write and play and sing. I just anything will make me sing.
You enjoy singing?
Yeah, I love to sing.
Okay. What do you have any memories of you performing, like great memories or bad memories? Do you have any interesting memories of performing?
Well, on the on our show now, we start with the song "Go Ahead." Mm-hmm. That's from my album, and
As I Am.
Exactly, As I Am. You got it.
And stores.
And so I do this whole kind of dramatic temper tantrum thing at the end, where I kind of smack the floor and I'm kicking the air, and I'm like upset about this guy. And there was one night that I went ahead and smacked the floor, and obviously to get down to the floor you have to bend down, and so the bending action created a certain ripping action in the rear end area. And so I was like, fortunately had black pants on and black like boy shorts on, so it was cool. But from that moment on, every time I do that part in the show, I have this like feeling. I have this feeling that everything is going to just end up all out in the open. So far, so good, though. We're good.
That's our fingers. So, I hope not.
Of course, the whole band is really the ones that would get the show,
exactly.
not anyone else.
Exactly.
Which Amre hates, by the way, because
Right.
I sit at the piano sometimes and I'll have like low slung jeans or whatever.
Man, like,
and you know, crack kills, it does.
That's
But
right,
it happens
it
to
does
all
kill.
the ladies.
Right.
You know, it drives Amre crazy. He like throws scarves over me. Like, come on, man.
What are you doing?
I don't want the whole band and the whole world.
You see what's going on back there. They don't need to know that.
So if we just went ahead and ripped the pants full blown, we could just get it over with.
Exactly. Oh man. Let me see. All right, hold on.
Are you all off?
What? All right,
You can't concentrate. Oh
right.
boy.
Inspired you with the
Whew,
word.
that was good. You see, we hit all the questions, so now you
Yep,
go to new
also.
questions.
Yep. Tours of another mainstream talented. Okay. So Miss Keys, who are like your role models, or who inspires you to sing, or who has definitely been an influence on your career?
Lots of people, like, you know, Mary J. Blige is a big influence. Nina Simone is a huge influence because, you know, she's like kind of the first woman that I saw that was a black woman who played classical music and wrote her own songs and was a very much of an individual. So she's a big inspiration. Aretha Franklin is a big inspiration just because of that combination. Again, she plays and sings. Roberta Flack is another one. Patrice Rushen is another one. Marvin Gaye was a big inspiration. Curtis Mayfield. And then as time goes, I'm just inspired by great music. Like, I love The Police, I love U2, I love Coldplay, you know, so just inspired by great music that takes you somewhere. That really makes me want to sing and play and write.
Okay. I had another question for you. Where do you see yourself in like 2 to 5 years? What do you
2 to 5? That's good. So usually people are like, where do you see yourself in 50 years? I'm like, dang, 2 to 5 years. Well, I definitely see myself as, I'll probably have another record. I'll definitely have, hopefully, a couple of other movies that I've been a part of. I would like to really, the thing that I'm realizing that I really like to be a part of is inspiration. That's, I feel, one of the gifts that I would like to keep being able to give. And so I would like to just continue to do inspiring things that inspire me and inspire the world. So I definitely want to continue on my ventures with Keep a Child Alive, my organization that helps to get the medicine to children and families who have AIDS and won't be able to afford it. We're really being able to stop a lot of children from losing their parents, and so that's kind of creating families again. And with those children that have, you know, we're able to help care for them as well, so they have a more full kind of life, and while they're going through school and going through their transitions and have a place to live. So that's really an inspiring thing. I'd love to explore music in a lot of different ways as well, you know, just try new things with it, new combinations that are different but interesting that people would love to be involved in. I'd love to, eventually I would like to have a family.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's going to be great.
Exactly.
Another little Alicia.
Yeah, I can have a little Alicia.
Alex. I don't know.
Exactly. A little
We'll call him
Alex.
Al.
Right.
Al running around playing.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
little
cool.
Alicia. But you know, probably like 5 years from now or so. So that'll be the end of that.
Well, I look forward to seeing it.
Thanks.
Do you enjoy touring? Because I know that touring can be overwhelming at times, and I know it's like a huge thing, but I know you reach out to so many people when you do it and touch so many lives. Do you enjoy it?
I do enjoy it. I really do. I love the actual act of performing on stage is like the best feeling in the world, and being able to really see so many people from so many places, and being able to realize that there's not a lot that separates us as human beings in this world. I think that, you know, we get painted this picture that we're all different and, you know, so separate, but we're not, and I think that's what it shows me every night. So I love that. But we tour so long that I end up feeling a little bit kind of like just a little like, whoa, what's my house look like again, and do I really live there? And you know, so I feel very blessed to be able to tour. I do love the process. And after we've been touring for a year, though, I am kind of ready to mellow down a little bit, and that's kind of where we're at right now.
Okay. I don't blame you. I know the feeling.
Yes, sir, because you with me the whole time,
Exactly.
baby.
Always. So, shoot, what was the question I was going to ask?
You had it. You
I
had it. Edit.
Oh, okay. I have a question for you. What advice do you have for inspiring musicians or people who are interested in getting in the music business?
Don't do it. Go that way. No, I'm kidding. What I would say is, so aspiring musicians, that's one thing.
Yes.
I would say that, for those of you that really love music and just, your whole life is dedicated to it, I would just say you're definitely on the right path. You do have to dedicate a really huge part of yourself to be good and to be great. And I don't think any of the greats in the world are great just by chance. They're great because they work really hard. They're great because they're ready when opportunity comes knocking at their door. They're great because they practice a ton. They're great because they're not afraid to mess up. They're great because they put themselves in different situations and surround themselves by other great musicians and that kind of thing. So I would just say just keep taking it seriously and loving it and wanting to be the best, your best, not the best. That's not really necessarily important, but your best is important. So that's one thing. And then for people who want to get into the music business,
Yep.
go that way.
Really, go that way.
No, but what I would say is just be really smart, and it's difficult, be really educated, I guess. Educate yourself on what you're getting yourself into, depending on what you want to do, because different people want to do different things. Maybe you want to be like, a creative lighting director for musical theater, or, maybe you want to be an MD like Henri Gill, or maybe you want to be a composer and arranger like Henri, or a producer, and, like all these things. There's different things that you would need to know about being each one. And so I think it's really important to figure out what it is that you're getting into so that you understand the best way to shine in that situation, so that you don't kind of get taken advantage of. Because that's kind of what tends to happen when you're in any situation that you're kind of innocent to. People will take advantage of your innocence. So, but don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid to learn. Everyone has to try, and sometimes you fall, you get right back up, and you keep on rocking. So, if you're scared, go to bed, put a pillow over your head. But if you're not, then, definitely just don't be afraid to embrace it and work really hard at it and be your best at it and learn as much as you possibly can about it. Read all the many plethora of books there are about it so you can learn from other people's mistakes, take it in, and just be the best and keep it rocking.
Okay. Well, thank you, Miss Keys.
Thank
for your time.
you.
I appreciate it.
All right. No question.
Miss Alicia Keys, you're watching ImGiggin TV.